So let's assume you've written down your goals. Let's assume that you've gone through the personal development of reading the books, right? You know the universe responds to your, not your need, but your seed, right? You get that. You understand that. You're in a position where, quite frankly, you've been specific about the things that you desire, right? You've done the vision plan, you've done the vision board, you have your goals square in front of you every single day. But nevertheless, you're still not executing. You're still not following through, right? The start is always exciting. It's the finishing, though, where there's a reward. And you know this. But for whatever reason, it's just not getting done. You wake up, and instead of putting the big rocks in first, the pebbles go in first, and the big rocks still go in after the fact. What's the disconnect? You know what I would submit to you is perhaps you haven't identified what's really motivating you. Perhaps you haven't really been honest with yourself about what your truth really is. Perhaps you are trying to be vanilla about it and trying to sound good and sound like you're saying all the right things so other people will be comfortable around you. Or maybe you've still reached the point where you care a little bit too much about what other people think. Right? At the end of the day, you're not going to execute. I'm not going to execute on anything that I desire unless I know my truth, unless I know what the stick and what the carrot is for me and which one motivates me, right? The stick could be the things that you're running from. It could be poverty. It could be haters. It could be the conditions that your family grew up in. It could be circumstances where you were broken on your knuckles and didn't have a dime, right? You didn't have $2 to your name, right? It could be a situation where you were at your lowest point and you felt powerless to protect those whom you love and do the things that you really desire to do, right? It could be a job or an occupation, a boss, or an environment you can't stand. It could be, quite frankly, someone in your life that you have reached a point where I need to move on, right? Or someone's. What are the sticks, right? You know, what are the things that you just can't go back to? The things that you've made up your mind that, look, this can't go on anymore. That's your stick. On the other hand, you may have carrots that are out there, right? The condo, the nice car, the vacations, more time spent with the family, more spent time with the faith, giving back, more time. Quite frankly, the carrot might be the I told you so moment. I mean, let's just be real. That motivates a lot of individuals, and that's okay, right? For you, the carrot might be standing in front of an audience of your peers, your haters and advocates alike, and celebrating your success and having those in the audience being forced to recognize it. Whatever the case may be, it could be the smiling face of your child because you no longer clock in to work 12 hours a day to earn $320 a week and barely scrape by. It could be the moment where you actually have a $25,000 balance in your account and there's no need to touch it or spend it whatsoever, or a $250,000 balance. Whatever the case may be, there are carrots that you have in your life, the things that you do want, the things that you do desire, the things that do drive you. We just have to be honest with ourselves sometimes. Sometimes we're motivated more by the stick than the carrot, and vice versa, right? What are those things for you? And be honest about it. You know, I can tell you personally, one of my biggest drivers right now, I think I would characterize it as a stick. I'm part of a phenomenal company that is transforming lives across North America. Success stories are literally burgeoning and transpiring every single day. Extraordinary lifestyles are being created, and ordinary people are the progenitors of it. They're just locking arms and getting after this thing. And quite frankly, I think it's one of the best opportunities in North America. I just do. You can't convince me anything different when I look at the impact this company's made over the last 40 years. And for me, the stick, the thing that drives me insane, that keeps me awake at night, that wakes me up, I pop out of bed in the morning, is the fact that people oftentimes treating this business as almost like a hot dog cart. They treat it almost like they're out there selling t-shirts on the street corner, right? They treat it like a hustle, as opposed to the phenomenal business opportunity that it is. And and the opportunity it presents for us not only to be successful and achieve for ourselves, but to be significant and help others. When I look at the conditions that that color the lives of so many individuals, particularly here in Detroit metropolitan area. And I see that this business can be a solution, but people don't recognize it. It's difficult for them to see through the trees because of all the nonsense and the poor mindsets of individuals who are oftentimes at the forefront of this business. The inability to lift their lids, if you will, and really take this thing where it needs to go and to protect the brand. That drives me insane right now. That's a huge driver for me. Do I love my family? Yes. Faith, family, and finance all day long. Those are the things that are easy to say, right? My faith, my family. Of course, those things are important to me. Of course, I want to be financially independent so I can do the things I want to do for my family and for my community, those whom count themselves with me, right? Of course, I want to do those things. But you know what? The stick, that particular stick creates a ferocity inside of me that it just inundates me. And that's my truth, right? Being honest. What's your truth? What's that thing that, regardless of how people may feel about it, wakes you up in the morning? You know, creates almost a boiling sensation in your gut. On the other hand, there may be something that really excites you, right? I have some things that are really exciting to me. Some things that I know are literally within grasp, right in front of my fingertips, right in front of my face, that I'm so close to grabbing onto. Not necessarily for what it will do for me, but because what it means to my family, right? There are some big ticket items that I've never enjoyed, never had before. I'm still dreaming about living out my quote unquote golden years. I can see it like it was yesterday, being on the beach in St. Kitts and sitting on the porch and simply stepping off the porch, grabbing a mango, chewing on it, and sitting back down, reading the paper or a good book, and knowing that everything's all right in my world and with my family and with those whom I love, know, and trust, right? That's a carrot for me. And I'm behaving as if it's already done, right? I've already accomplished it. I just got to put in the work. I got to finish, right? That's where the reward is found. So what is it for you at the end of the day, right? It can be, look, your truth is your truth. To some people, it may be seaweed. To you, it may be your salad, right? Whatever nourishes and edifies you, you got to be honest about it. So be unabashed and get after it. Identify those things, right? Take out a piece of paper, write down all the things that you hate, that you can't stand, the things that you don't ever want to go back to or experience again, if you don't know which one it is. And on the next piece of paper, write down everything that you want and that you desire, and sit in it for a moment, right? Allow yourself to envision those things you hate and can't stand, the things that you just don't want to desire to ever transpire in your life again. And then look at the list and envision the things that you want, the things that you desire for yourself, your family, the things that make you feel good, the things that make you smile uncontrollably, right? Uncontrollably. Write those things down. And I promise you, after you've written those things down, if you really pay attention to yourself and listen to that voice inside, if you really take note and focus on how you respond emotionally to both lists, you'll know what motivates you, and be okay with it. Be okay with it, right? And keep those things in front of your face every single day. And I promise you, if you do that, you will find the energy to execute and finish on the projects and endeavors, those things that matter most will make the biggest difference in your life.